Everyone's saying AI is getting too expensive, and they're right, and it's the most bullish thing happening in the market right now. Micron's earnings is showing that memory chips are going through the roof because of all the demand, but there's actual real demand there, and the physical side of these memory chips, there's a constraint in building them, and there's a backlog. There's orders for Micron's chips locking in demand years down the road from now. Micron's normally a boom and bust cycle company, but this is a structural demand change. And look, you can't have a bubble if there's a limited supply of the things you want. That's a natural insurance policy and guardrail preventing such bubble. During the dot-com era, it was so easy to lay out fiber optic cables, but there was no real use case, and that they weren't actually utilized, fiber optic cables, until years out. It was called dark fiber. There are no dark GPUs. There's no dark memory chips. There's so much demand. The shortage is the insurance policy against the bubble. So we have to remember that. The NASDAQ was down almost 5% last week. NVIDIA was down almost 8% last week because of these AI bubble fears. And yes, of course, costs going high, and even Apple raising their prices for MacBook and MacBook Mini and the tablets are concerning, but it's that doesn't mean there's an AI bubble. There's real structural demand here, and it naturally slows down a bubble. If there was unlimited supply of these memory chips, we would get way ahead of our skis early on. But the fact that there's a limited supply constraint, that slows it down and guardrails naturally, which is, I think, healthy. And which is why I think this is a multi-decade cycle. You had Goldman Sachs saying they expect AI token usage to 24 times from now until 2030. Why do I think that's the case? Because AI chat questions only take about thousands of tokens, AI tokens, but agentic AI, if corporations using AI for coding and like agentic loops, you do a task, it works to fix it, and then it does it again, it troubleshoots and everything. That's millions of tokens a day. It's so much more token demand. And Goldman Sachs, that 24x token quote that they said by 2030 absolutely stands. We're also going to have robots, self-driving cars. Everything will be computerized. So I'm as bullish as ever. The fact that the prices are going up, there's real demand for GPUs, Micron, memory chips, and I'm pretty optimistic and bullish that this is a multi-decade cycle.